glad that you were able to chat with me, and I've just enjoyed following your journey on Instagram. You're so funny with your reels and everything. And just, I'm like, how do you get all those ideas? It's just wonderful.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you. I have a lot of fun coming up with the ideas and stuff. So it's a fun creative outlet for me.
Oh, good. I'm glad that you enjoy that. Everyone else enjoys it too, so keep it up. If you just want to hop into kind of sharing a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got started with writing, that would be a wonderful start, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see. I born and raised Texan, and my background, my college degree is in exercise physiology. I coached gymnastics for like 10 years.
Wow.
I worked as a funeral home receptionist. I was a disability advocate for a really long time.
Wow.
So I had all these other jobs. And then during COVID, I was really, really bored at home, and most of my normal things I wasn't able to do. So I was like, I've always loved musical theater. I always did
Right.
theater growing up. So what if I did like the backstory on the Wicked Stepsister, right? So I just kind of wrote that for fun as like oh, okay, cool, yay. Um, and it started selling. And I was like, oh, I should probably like actually make this good if it's gonna sell. So I went and I started on another book, and that one was selling. So I was like, well, I guess I'll keep going. And I love writing. I discovered I really, really enjoy it. It's super fun
Awesome.
for me. And then about, let's see, I'm coming up on 1 year that I've gone full time. So it was about 4 years that I did it just kind of part-time hobby slash building a business. And I
Okay.
just made the jump to full time last September.
Wow. Congratulations. That is super awesome and super big. That's wonderful. I
It's
bet
been
you
so
guys are
fun, seriously.
it.
Way less stressful than any other job. And I don't have to eat my lunch with dead people in the back. So
Oh, yeah. That would be a little
better than the
hard.
funeral home.
No kidding. Yes. Oh my gosh. I can imagine. I can imagine you got some good ideas though,
So many.
right?
Oh my goodness. So many stories that I could tell. It's
Oh
so
my
many.
goodness. I love that. So that brings us to a great next question. So like how is it, and this is kind of a love-hate question for many writers, but how is it you get your ideas with that? Because like I love how you take a loved and tried and true loved story and then you kind of twist it.
Okay, I have a thing for villains. I have a thing
Yes.
for villains and a thing for morally gray characters. And a lot of that comes from being a disability advocate, I think.
Okay.
Because if I walk into a room where I'm like at an IEP, so like a school meeting for a child with disabilities, the parents are coming in wanting one thing. The teacher is coming in wanting one thing. The administrators are coming in all wanting different things. And
Okay.
each one of them has reasons for what they want. But no matter how well they articulate it, a lot of times someone leaves that feeling like someone else is the villain,
Oh,
right? So you
sure.
need to be able to come into this meeting and say, okay, you have valid reasons for what you're doing. Let's look at it from your point of view. Okay, now you have valid reasons. Let's look at it from your point of view. And so that's what I did with a lot of fairy tales is I was like, okay, let's look at this from the villain's point of view. So that's what I do with maybe about half of my fairy tale retellings.
I love that.
Yeah, and then like with Rapunzel, it's not from the villain's point of view, but I kind of turn her not quite into a villain, but she's a little bit diabolical, right? And
Love
so
it.
I just take a traditional fairy tale and I'm like, instead of a damsel in distress, let's do a damsel who distresses others. I mean, like
Love it. Oh,
damsel
yes.
who distresses others,
I
right?
love it.
So that's what I do with most of my stories.
Okay.
Couple exceptions, but on the whole, I just love damsels going around distressing others. It's fantastic. It's so fun.
Oh, that is so funny. I love that. And so, like, currently, are you currently working on like a new fairy tale currently that you can
Oh,
share
so
about?
many. I think I have eight that I'm working on right
Woo!
now. There's a
Fun.
lot. I work on a lot of books all at once.
Okay.
It usually takes me about 2 years to write a book, but I'll work on multiple projects all at
Wow.
the same time. After this, I have a villainous Goldilocks retelling coming
Ooh.
out because you look at it, I'm like, Goldilocks really was the villain anyway. She's breaking into houses, she's
I
stealing stuff, she's breaking stuff. It just fits that she's a villain, right?
hate. Yep.
So, yes, so I have that one. I have my Pirate Cinderella that's coming out in like 2 weeks, so that'll already have been
Oh,
released. And I'm also working on, okay, I'll just tell y'all, and hopefully I'll have it by then. It
okay.
is a Blue Aladdin mashup, which the people who
Ooh.
know Bluebeard It is a creepy fairy tale. Like he's killing his wives and hanging them on the wall as trophies. Like that
Word.
is pretty creepy, right?
Yeah, that is creepy.
I'm so excited. I am so
Fun.
excited for this one. I cannot wait. And it's whew, it's
Oh
gonna
my
be so good.
goodness. So how
Yeah.
did you get like that idea to put pop Bluebeard and that other like how did you decide to put those two together?
Okay. I usually don't do mashups. I usually don't do mashups,
Yeah.
but this one just worked. And I'm trying to think how I can say it without giving anything away.
Right.
So basically, when she goes into this secret hidden room, there's all the, relics of his past wives and this magic lamp that he's keeping hidden
Ooh.
because how else would he be so wealthy and how else would he be getting away with so much
Oh
stuff
my word.
unless he was controlling some magical forces?
Oh my goodness.
So
I love it, Mary. That sounds so fun.
I'm so excited. I'm silly excitement, like giddy with excitement over this
Right.
story. So.
Because really honestly, when you ha put two beloved things like, Bluebeard and Aladdin together, you can definitely end up with like basically a brand new tale. And people end up loving your tale the way it is, and then they tell their friends, their family, and everything, and it explodes from there.
Exactly. It's so fun. It feels so fresh. That's why I always fairy tale retellings. Why all my friends write fairy tales because I was like, it's so fun to just twill. It makes me
Right? Oh my goodness, I can see that. I can totally understand why you would just love it. And so you were saying you write more than one project at a time. And so how do you handle that? Like keeping track of 8 projects. That is so amazing and also inspiring.
Okay, first of all, not every author can write that way. Like a
Right.
lot of authors just start with one book and they start at chapter one and they write most of the way all the way through. That's the way most of my authors operate. I can't do that because I get bored. Like
Okay.
severe ADHD tendencies, right?
Right.
But then I said I did a lot of music growing up. I would be working on multiple plays all at once where I was this character, but also an understudy for this character and also in this play. And so I would have to jump from character to character very, very, very quickly. And I grew up doing that all the time. And so that's just how
Oh,
my brain operates. So in any one writing session, I might be sitting down and working on my upcoming dystopian fairy tale, and then I'll just jump over to high fantasy. And then I jump over to the villain retelling, jump back into, the villain retelling, but 5 books in the future so I can drop a scene because I just did a hint back here in my brain, I promise it works. And I
yeah.
don't have any character sheets. I don't have any world building like maps or sticky note boards.
Yep.
It just kind of lives in my brain.
Oh my goodness, I
I don't
love
know what to tell you.
that. I love that. And I love too how you were like saying kind of like those ADHD tendencies because I think I might be a little bit that too where I easily get bored with one project. So I think I will have to give that a try. Start on maybe just working on 2 projects, right? Work up from there.
There you go. And it's actually really, really fun because I never get bored with what I'm writing. I can write, and if
Oh,
I lose an interest in that one, then I just pop right over to something else and work on
that's
that until I have
amazing.
some creative juices running again. It's
Yeah.
it's perfect. It's perfect for me.
Oh, that's
I
great. I'm glad
it
it
would
worked.
give other people a heart attack. So if that is not your style, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
There you go.
But there you go.
Oh, that's cool. And I know that you've been involved in a few multi-author collab group things. And how has that been? Like, how have you enjoyed that?
I really, really enjoy it. I'm a hardcore introvert, so I love people, love
Yep.
big projects. I've met my very best writing friends that way. Like we've gone on vacation together.
Awesome.
And we met them through those multi-author series.
Cool.
Anytime that I travel, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be in Utah. I'm gonna look up, Camille and Lachelle and Alicia, or I'm gonna be in, this other place. I'm gonna be in Tennessee. I'm gonna go hang out with Abigail Manning. So I have friends everywhere I
Oh,
go. It's amazing.
right.
Um, and
That's
it's
awesome.
really great. And it's really great because you get to swap expertise in things. So
Right.
I love doing social media. I truly, genuinely enjoy that.
Cool.
Other authors hate that,
Mhm.
but they're really, really good at other things that I struggle with. I am not a good logistics person. I'm not very great at scheduling things out and making spreadsheets. I will cry if you try and
Okay.
make me do a spreadsheet. But other authors love that. And I was like, girl, I will make you I will do social media for you if you will do the spreadsheets for me.
That's so
And so
funny.
it's a win-win. Like
Yeah.
Everyone gets to do what they love, and it's
Well,
great.
I'm so glad that you were able to join the road trip and everything. You said you were in Texas. So, can you just share a little bit about like basically if people were to come to Texas, if they, don't really know what to do, what things would you definitely recommend that they should check out?
Okay, so you absolutely must go to the rodeo. The Houston Rodeo is the best. It is superior to all other rodeos.
Cool.
The end. So there's that. You do need to go to a Buc-ee's. It's a gas station, but I promise there's a cult basically around it, guys. So you go to Buc-ee's and you order a brisket barbecue,
Ooh,
like a sandwich thing. I promise it's delicious. Yes, you eat brisket at a gas station. It works. Okay, it works.
funny.
So there's that. NASA, you have to do NASA.
Ooh,
NASA's amazing. And also, right outside, it's not in Houston, but there's a city about like an hour away from Houston. They have a castle, guys, a legit castle,
oh
where
my
this guy
God.
was like, I want to live in a castle. And so he had this property out in the middle of nowhere and he built himself a full-on
Ca-
castle with a lake and a moat and a drawbridge and
My
everything.
word. That is so cool.
Yes. And so I have gone there several times because I think it's the best. So.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious.
Texas has everything.
Definitely got to check that out. That's awesome. Cool. So, and if you were to take your two main characters from this book, and they were to go on a road trip in their world, it's in a fantasy world, right? Okay. So if they were to go on a road trip's gonna look much different than here, I'm sure. Where would they go?
They would probably go over to Pyron.
Okay.
They actually mentioned that in the book that they want to go to Pyron and experience this other world where there's phoenix shifters and it's like a fire-based culture.
Ooh, fun.
And so that's where I put all my spicy scenes because all the food is outrageously hot and spicy.
Funny.
So in the book, the characters talk about wanting to go on a trip and visit that place together because Rapunzel's Gambit is set in more of like a European type, traditional fairy tale type
Right.
area. But across the ocean, that's where you have like the fire culture, and it's so fun.
Oh my
So
gosh, I
that's where they would
love
go.
that. Oh, cool. That's awesome. And then treats and snacks, because a road trip or a trip in general is not a trip without it. So, what would they bring with them?
The Pollux would bring very, very spicy foods because he's a dragon. He can handle it.
Love it.
Rapunzel would not. She would not be having the spicy food. She would probably have, some dessert type rolls because she's like a chocolate kind of girl. She's a
Oh
chocolate
yes.
kind of girl.
I think I'm right up there with her. Love that. Chocolate and well, spicy food's great too. I love it as well. And if you were to go on a road trip, what book that is like the book that you keep going back to over the years? It's kind of like a comfort read. If you were to bring one book with you, what book would that be?
Oh gosh. I actually don't reread a lot of books lately. Some of them I remember just from being a kid. I would totally read again, like Just Ella. I loved that
Right.
one. Um, Anything by Abigail Manning or Sarah Barron
Okay.
or Annette Larson.
Oh,
Because anytime that I want like shocking plot twists, I go to Abigail Manning. Anytime I want like cute and cozy and hilarious puns, I go to Sarah Barron. And then anytime I want like super, super swoony moments, I go to Annette Larson. Like those
okay.
three ladies, I would just read them for the rest of my life and I would die a happy woman.
Oh, that's so funny. I
I'm
love
good.
that. That's great. Wonderful. And so can you tell us a little bit more about what a writing day looks like for you, Mary?
Are we talking about during the summer when my kids are home or when they're at school? Because those are very different.
I bet it's very different. I had to laugh at your video you did a couple weeks ago or about last week maybe it was, and you had the whole day, 24 hours, and you got everything done. But yeah, I'm sure it looks really different. I guess we could look at well, I guess we could look at both.
All
That would
right.
be kind of inspiring.
So summer, I'm in a full-on survival mode. That's
Okay.
just the way it goes. I'll usually try and get like an hour in before the kids wake up. And then at some point during the day when they have their downtime, their quiet time, then I'll get in like another hour or two. And then usually my husband will come home and take the kids starting about 6 or 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And then I'll stay up and write until midnight or 1 o'clock
Oh,
before I pass out of tiredness. That is my summer. That
Okay.
is my summer schedule. Is it healthy? No. But I love it. It just makes me so happy. And then when I get in the mode of writing, I'm like, but I can't stop. That's so great. Um, During the school year, I'm much more structured. So by the time my kids go to school and I turn off my phone and I'm like, nope, I'm unavailable. I am at work. And I just sit down and I keep everything in my planner. Like my whole life lives on
Cool.
this thing. And I'll say, okay, I'm going to write. I usually get about 2,000 words a day. That's what I aim for during the school day, which for most writers is actually really slow.
Oh, really?
Um, but yeah, like for full-time writers, Brandon Sanderson will do like 20,000 words in a
Gosh.
day.
Yeah, that's amazingly
Yeah,
crazy and awesome, but wow, I
yeah.
couldn't do that.
I cannot do that many in a day
Yeah.
ever. But I'll try and do that. I usually do a lot of administrative tasks. I'll go back through and edit. There's always things I'll do, filming for social media or arrange newsletter swaps, those sorts of things. And then I'm still a mom. Like I don't know if y'all can see down there. Like I still have to go clean that up later. You know,
It's
all
mom
the
right
normal
there for
stuff.
you, right? That's exciting
Yes.
though. And it's cool too that, you're like mom bossing and also author bossing. So like what other advice do you have for moms out there who are authors who are like, okay, I want to be successful at this, but I also don't want to miss out on my kids' childhood, but or authors who are gonna have kids like and don't have them yet. Like what advice do you have for them?
Okay, so my advice is there is a season to everything. So right now, when all of my children are in school, yeah, I can publish, 3, 4 books a year and I can manage that. When my kids were at home or during COVID, when I was homeschooling and doing that, everything, I was lucky to get any writing time at all ever. So
Okay.
it is okay to be at the beginning, to be like, you know what? My kids are little, they need me all the time. And then when they do go to sleep, I'm exhausted and I'm just like passing out. I haven't even had a shower, right? I have been there. It is okay.
Hmm.
So, a season for everything. And I know that that's really easy for someone to say when you're like, but I want to start writing right now and I don't want opportunities to pass me by. I've been there. I promise. I promise. It's a few years then kids are in school, or if you're homeschooling, because I've done homeschooling and writing at the same time too. Then just finding that balance and doing those swaps with other families. And another tip, I know this is gonna sound judgy. I'm not judging, guys. I'm not judging. I just don't like TV. I don't enjoy sitting down and watching TV. I'm like, why would I watch someone else's stories when I could be making my own?
That's a good one.
Like it doesn't click in my brain. And I understand, wanting to relax or getting inspiration. I'm fine with that. But on the days when I was like, okay, I just need to like sit and veg at the end of the day, husband comes home at 7 o'clock. He's like, okay, your time. I could binge watch TV for 5 hours. I have done it before. Or I could write and get like a whole couple chapters done.
Wow, yeah.
I'm gonna feel better after I do the chapters. So
Yeah.
I definitely would recommend switching like half of your TV time over to writing time.
Ooh, that's
That
good.
is my tip.
Okay, that is wonderful. That's really good. I love that. And so when it comes to starting a new project for you, do you feel like you are a plot person first or the character? Like the character comes first?
It depends on the book. So sometimes it's the character, sometimes it's the plot. I'm very much a pantser, which like there's the plotter where they have like they write out the outline and they know what they're gonna do. I don't. I'll just be like, oh, you know what would be great if I did a book with a flaming sword. Let's do that right now. And I type a scene where they're like chopping a bridge with ropes and wood with a flaming sword. I don't know the character's name. I'm just writing girl.
That's,
I can come back and fix it later.
oh gosh, that's so funny. I love that. You just got the flaming sword and you're like, okay, we need to do this. But you really didn't know like the
Yeah,
story it's
exactly.
going to be in or the characters yet, just the flaming sword. Oh, I
Just
love
that
that.
one part. So yeah, I'll have one idea or I'll be like, "Ooh, what if there was, for a character one, I was like, what if there is a princess and she's a con artist with a dragon?" Yes, and thus
Yeah,
Rapunzel's Gambit was born.
I
So
love
all those
that.
sorts of things.
I love how
Yeah.
your mind works. That's great. So, what else do you feel like inspires you when it comes to coming up with stories? Like, do you feel like it's like you said you don't watch much TV, but like, is it other books or just like when you're walking down the street or what have you found?
A lot of people that I know get written into characters, particularly people I don't like.
I
It's
love
very therapeutic,
that.
actually.
I'm sure. I'm sure it really is. I have this little bookmark and my mom got it for me and it's like, be careful or I'll write you into my novel.
For real, though.
Right.
For real.
Okay.
So, yes, I do a lot of that. A lot of it's just like the life lessons I come into. A lot of that inspires the books that I write. Like I say morality tales, but sometimes I feel like it's just ethical reasoning.
Right.
I do a lot of ethical reasoning in my books, actually,
Yeah.
which is very, very fun. And so a lot of that, again, a lot of inspiration from my time as a disability advocate, a
Mhm.
lot of inspiration from my time as, a gymnastics coach. And then also I love going and doing things like last weekend I went to go do indoor skydiving.
Oh my
So fun.
goodness.
And I was like, yes, I want to write flying into a book, of course, and I need to go experience it naturally.
Oh,
So a
I
lot of
mean,
the experiences I get to write into books too, and it's
I,
just fun.
oh my
Life is
gosh.
for living.
Well, can you just share where people can find your books and you online and then they can go and find you?
Yeah, for sure. So one of the best places to go look is marymecam.com. Right? So on there you can like find my books and you can drop down and there's all my books listed there. And also there are tons of games and activities and downloadables and
Fun.
everything on every single page for each one of my books. All my books are available on Amazon. Two of my audiobooks are available for free on YouTube. Like you can go and listen to A Curse of Golden Beauty and Rapunzel's Gambit for free
Awesome.
on my YouTube. So that one's awesome. There's several books that I have as hardbacks at the Barnes and Noble website.
Cool.
So all those. But if you have any questions, anything, you can always find me on Instagram. I'm on there probably more than I should be, but it's just really fun. I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, and then my website is kind of houses everything you would need to know. And there's also a newsletter you can sign up, and that's where you get about every other week. I send out a newsletter. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm up to. And you get to see like early cover reveals, which I'm going to give them an early cover reveal really soon here.
You have a great rest of your night, and it was so lovely chatting with you.
Thanks, you too.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.